There's a different kind of pressure building in South Africa's competitive gaming scene, and it's called Red Bull Locked In. From 6 to 8 March 2026, the Bellville Velodrome in Cape Town becomes ground zero for a LAN event that pushes beyond standard tournament brackets and leaderboard chasing. This isn't another Apex weekend. It's a controlled experiment in endurance, decision-making, and composure under sustained pressure. Red Bull Locked In fuses competitive Apex legends with knockout mechanics, shifting game modes, and real-world challenges layered into the format. Every call, every rotation, every fight has consequences. There's no room for autopilot. Strategy matters, adaptability matters more. Each captain will build their squad through an online application process, hand-selected players they believe can handle 48 relentless hours on LAN. The format draws inspiration from global Apex Legends standards, but it twists the formula into something far more punishing. Teams aren't just chasing points, they're fighting to survive. This is old-school LAN energy in a legendary building with modern competitive stakes. There's multiple modes, real-life challenges, and 2 days of sustained intensity. And at the center of it all are the captains, the architects of these squads, ready to explain how they plan to outthink, outlast, and outplay everyone else in the arena. So let's hear what their plans are for this legendary event. How's it, guys? How are you doing? Good morning, everybody.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How's it? Hello. Finally, we're all together again.
Before the big event. Yeah. Are you guys looking forward to it? This is a pretty interesting LAN event happening, and it's unlike anything I've seen before. I'm sure you guys have been giving a lot of thought to what lies ahead in the next few weeks, right?
A lot of sweaty comp.
I've definitely had my fair share of comp the past few weeks, so it's definitely a lot of preparation. But yeah, as you said, I mean, it's very exciting. We've never really seen anything like this before in South Africa, so I think it's very exciting.
It's also so interesting. A few people that I've spoken to, they're all saying like, "Oh, it's all gonna be for fun. Like, no one's gonna sweat." And little do they know, yes, everyone is somehow gonna sweat in some way or form. They're all gonna pretend like they're only gonna have fun, but there's gonna be that group. And you know what? Those are the people we love, because you have your guys who are funny, you have your guys who are just absolutely pure sweat the entire time. I'm pretty keen just to see the combination of those two people getting put together into a team, and they have to somehow make it up. I think it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, definitely. And it's also probably the most unlikely teams you'll be putting together for this, which is going to make that exciting and fun, I guess. Or maybe it's going to be a problem. Who knows? Who knows, guys? It's going to be all down to your picking of the teams. But before we get into that, please, with each of you, starting with Julia, would you just introduce yourselves, tell us who you are and where people can find you on your platform?
Hi, I'm Julia. People also call me BISH for reasons that I think should be obvious. And then my gaming socials is Julia Bish Games everywhere. So search that, you'll find me.
Thanks. Henrico, up to you.
My name is Nico M, for obvious reasons as well, because my name is Enrico. I know nothing about Apex, absolutely nothing, and I just like all games. And I think that's why it's so cool to be a part of this, because I get to just be myself in the most purest form. And you can find me everywhere on social media with different handles, because I suck at social media. So just search for Enrico M, you'll find something.
Fantastic. Collins.
Hello. Well, that's commonly not the most used name in esports when it comes to me. Funny enough. So yeah, name is Collins, but I pretty much go by the name HENRICOM. I actually need to add it onto my birth certificate at this point. So yeah, I am also another team captain. I am a shoutcaster, TV presenter, and all of that sorts within esports. But if you want to find me on socials, on Instagram, you can actually find me, search the name Collins. But otherwise, you can also just search ItzSkarra on any other platform, and you'll be able to find me.
Fantastic. And BINKZ, how are you doing?
Good morning. Like I said, I work after this full-time. I work full-time, stream part-time, but I post a lot of content. You can find me mainly on TikTok. I stream on Twitch as well, under BINKZ on TikTok, but Booty Salad BINKZ on Twitch.
Okay.
You can just put them in. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So we'll put our safe search on for that one. Okay, guys, let's get into the questions. Okay, so I'm going to ask a question, and if each of you would just mind popping your answer, just a few minutes if you want to elaborate. So let's start with Collins. You can go first on this one. So you guys are going to be hand-picking the roster through this application process, which is also quite interesting from what we've seen with other competitive events out there. What for you would be that one non-negotiable trait that you would be looking for in the person that you guys are choosing? What is the one trait that you'd be looking for?
I think for me, already the first thing is just how you work with other people. Because in a group of 30, if you're someone that's easily, tilting, or you're not able to work in a large group, that's not going to work for me, because it's going to be a high pressure situation. There's going to be a lot on the line. A lot of people are going to be tense. 48 hours straight of gaming, you're going to need people that are able to keep vibes up, that are able to work together. So for me, if you're someone that can't manage that, it's going to be very difficult to work with me.
Good input there. BINKZ?
Oh, I thought there was going to be another question.
No.
Yeah. Essentially, I agree with Skarra, but as well, someone that can at least balance being competitive, but also understanding that not everything is about winning, right? Because at the end of the day, I think most of us are more excited about the LAN aspect compared to the fact that it's an Apex event, right? Mainly because of the heritage with the LAN event that happened at the Velodrome with OC and everyone just going to OC and experiencing it and everything. So I'm more excited for the OC because the last time I went, I think it was 2013, and I missed the last one, so I was quite sad about that. Yeah, but I think more someone that can balance both. Yeah.
You make a good point there. The throwback to the old LAN days is one thing that this event definitely seems to personify quite a lot, and that's one thing that we're excited about. Henrico?
I think they both hit the nail on the head, especially with regard to the fact that it is a throwback to the old OC. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at everyone that has signed up and has picked my team and wants to lock in with me. I'm going to take the worst of the worst, the ones I know who are absolutely horrible, because I know that somehow we will have somehow made the best team of just being fun and just doing dumb shit, because that's what it's all about for me. It's about having fun with the games. And obviously, like I said, I'm not an Apex main. I know for a fact that HENRICO will roll me, BINKZ will roll me, BISH will roll me, and I want them to do that. Maybe with the odd times where IK will be able to get one of them or get someone in their team, that'll make it fun for me. I just want, when I make my team, I want it to be the most fun team possible, because Julia will know. Sorry, I don't know if I'm allowed to swear. Throwback to the OC years when you are at 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. and you know your homies are so tired because it's Sunday morning, 3 a.m. and you just decide, but I'm going to start my own mind chant now. And you think there's nowhere people are going to start chanting it as well. And then somehow that whole, we call it stadium, the whole velodrome erupts at 3 a.m. on a Sunday morning, and your friend is so mad at you, but they will always remember that. That's what I want. I just want the fun LAN part. I just want a bunch of dumbass people in my team because I know they're going to be great.
Okay, so you guys going to be the underdogs coming up from behind and actually destroying the competition with your nonchalantness.
We're going to pretend. We're definitely going to pretend that we're going to do that. I can tell you that. Well, whether we're going to succeed, I don't know.
No, that sounds like the fun aspect of gaming that we're always looking for, right? Because these competitions are serious stuff. But I think we must not forget how much fun we're having while we are privileged enough to be playing games for a living or playing games in a competitive environment.
Yes, sir.
Julia, what is the traits that you would be looking for?
For me, it's a combination. Every time I think back of OC, I think about how sort of random the crew was. It could be hyper competitive people, it could be first time gamers, it could be people that's just there to hang out, watch anime and chat with people. So I really am looking for that diversity. I'm looking for meeting new people. I'm also meeting or looking forward to seeing familiar faces. For me, it really comes down to the enjoyment of the LAN environment. I think we're all on the same page there. I think the games automatically get tense and competitive in certain spaces, and I'm no person to shy away from a competitive space. I am going to sweat. And I welcome anybody that finds that fun and engaging. But at the same time, this is a space that's open and welcome to people that have literally never opened Apex Legends in their forever, and it would be their first time. And so I'm looking forward to seeing people actually get hooked on that side of things too. So yeah, just a really big group, like mix of people. Again, just honoring the LAN experience. I'll be honest, I think I'm probably gonna cry when I walk into the Velodrome because I've attended 64 OCs. And
Wow.
so OC is what, basically started my gaming career and why I still host LANs to this day. And so that's extremely, extremely nostalgic for me. And I think it's going to be super, super hard hitting when I walk into the Velodrome and I see a beautiful LAN laid out. So yeah, just massive shout out for Red Bull to, I guess, see that culture that is there and honor that nostalgia and honor that sort of grassroots of where our gaming scene also came from. And yeah, I'm really excited to just walk into the Velodrome and see a whole bunch of really stoked faces. That's ultimately what I'm looking forward to.
That's a great answer to that, because again, it plays into how much fun everybody's having at these events, or how much fun you guys specifically going to have at these events. Now, Julia, I want to stick with you on the next question too. I mean, what do you think is going to surprise players the most when they walk into that venue for the first time? Because a lot of gamers, I'm sure, would never have even stepped foot in there, right? I mean, this is a special, special building.
Yeah, I mean, look, the Velodrome is a lot bigger than what people think. It's huge. And then walking into that sort of valley of technology, it just looks, we used to call it the digital sea back in OC days, and it literally feels like that. It literally feels like you're in an ocean of RGB and gaming monitors. And you won't have line of sight of it until you actually walk into not the Velodrome, but the entrance hall down to the digital sea, so to say. And it is as mystical as it sounds. It really is a massive venue. I know Red Bull, they never hold back when it comes down to lights and camera and action. They really bring it. So I'm very excited to see the Velodrome look a little bit different. But there is nothing that compares to going to a LAN, especially if it's your first time. People can expect feeling nervous. People can expect feeling their stomach in a knot. People can expect feeling self-conscious about their rig. This is all completely normal. And once you sit down and find your space and you load up your game and you see that your PC has booted and nothing has gone wrong, then it's game time. And you're literally not going to stop gaming for 3 days straight. And that's kind of what we're excited for.
So I guess you're going to have to drink some Red Bulls over the 48 hours, because you're probably going to need some energy, right?
Oh, 100%. At some point, you're going to be hitting a wall.
So Collins, on that point, I mean, a 48-hour LAN is a pretty hectic undertaking for anybody. I mean, how many times have you sat at home over a weekend playing non-stop, right? What do you think? What do you think players need to do to keep sharp over these 2 days and kind of keep their wits about them?
Well, there's a lot of things you can do, but I think for me, as someone who, so I, as a streamer, I've done 24-hour streams where I've literally gone straight 24 hours, no sleep, just straight gaming. And there's also been weekends where I've also had, the typical, no sleep, we're going through it, thugging it out, we're going to play till the morning. So the most important is, obviously, guys, we got to stay hydrated. We need to make sure that we are drinking as much water as possible. Red Bull or 2 wouldn't hurt, but, I think also what fuels me for the most part isn't just, the water, it isn't just the Red Bulls, it isn't just the food that I'm eating. One thing I realized is I've done 2 24-hour streams. The first one, I kind of did it solo, and then in the last few hours, I was kind of carried by my friends. And the second one, I actually did alongside a friend of mine within the last 8 hours of it. And I realized sometimes it's not really about just trying to power through, but having people around you that push you to want to go forward. So I think that's also the beauty about this LAN, is that imagine having 30 people behind you that are cheering you on, that are keeping you going through that 48 hours. And it's going to be difficult. It's going to be grueling, but I think the reward of having a full team behind you as a captain, knowing that, you know what, I got to be leading these guys to a victory, or at least I got to be ensuring that I keep the vibes up for these guys as a team captain, I think is the defining factor of what can keep you going. In that is not just what substance you can take to keep you going, but rather the people that are there to keep you moving.
You make a very good point there, and I think it's something that a lot of people, it's the same with any major sport. It's the psychological aspect of what you're stepping into, right? You're putting yourself in a fun environment, but after a couple of hours, you're going to have to start thinking about, how do I look after my energy? Have I got proper food in me? These are small things, but ultimately it's going to hit you hard 2:00 in the morning when you haven't looked after yourself all day. Henrico, what kind of words of wisdom would you impart with your team should they start feeling a little despondent or tired, or kind of just missing the groove? What are your words of encouragement?
I feel like you picked words of wisdom because I'm the oldest here.
You got the most wisdom, yes.
No, I'm just messing. Honestly, Skara actually summed it up pretty well as well, and well, she as well. I mean, I haven't done a lot of 24-hour streams. I've probably done also 3 or 4, but I have played a lot of World of Warcraft launches because I love WoW, and that's not even 2 days. That's like a week of your life. You just don't sleep. What's the wisdom? Buck up. Shut the fuck up and just buck up, bro. You got this. That's it. No, I'm just messing. I guess, just chug a Red Bull. And it does also need to put words of wisdom to someone who's tired, because there's someone like me who mine's all dependent on my mood. So I know for a fact that I'm going to be tired at the Velodrome because I know my mood's going to be high. I'm going to be excited. I'm going to be amped to be there. And someone just gets tired. You know what, dude? Go sleep. Miss out on the greatest event of your life. There it is. That's all I can say.
I mean, yeah, exactly. It's also, everybody kind of needs to pull themselves into this, right? So words of encouragement is definitely going to be needed from the captains. But yeah, people are going to have to bring their A game, 100%. Tyler, in terms of the pressure that you get when you play in these tournaments, a lot of people that that they've been playing lands, or at home they've been playing lands, but stepping into an environment like this, there must be quite a different level of pressure on you, not just because it's a kind of branded competition environment, that we always see online. But what kind of encouragement would you give your players? Or encouragement do you give potential players who want to enter this, who's a bit wary of stepping into something like this? I mean, it feels like you're stepping up into the pro league, and you might not be a pro player, right?
In all honesty, that's a very good question to me, right? Because I'm not a pro player. I'm just going to be completely honest. The thing with me is, with regards to streaming as well, whenever we have streaming events, when people get invited, all different streamers, and then we all compete, I've never felt that type of pressure before. But for some reason, I always perform, right? Because, for example, with tournaments that get held by other streamers, I've done well for someone that isn't a pro player. And I feel like the occasion alone, that should give you the energy, if that makes any sense. Because for the first couple of games, sure, your hands are going to be shaky. You might miss a few shots, or you might not do the correct thing because you're just overwhelmed. But eventually it gets to a point where, okay, I'm in the setting now. I can just play the way I usually play with the people that I usually play with. And with what Skara said, it's more about the people that you are with. If they can keep you grounded, I guess is the word I'm looking for, then the pressure alone of the environment shouldn't be too hard, because at the end of the day, you're having the shared experience with people. So them just being there will help so much. I'm going to be so honest with you, because in that type of environment, yes, there's a lot of pressure, but at the end of the day, you're just coming to play games, right? That's something you do every day. So the environment might change, but you and what you can do. It's whatever you can like help with essentially or
Yeah.
contribute with. It'll always help. So just the pleasure for the first few games is fine. After that, you'll be flying, I guess.
Kind of fall into it and kind of feel the groove. That's amazing.
Exactly.
Now, Julia, I mean, when you talk to your team about the gameplay and when you talk to your team, like, guys, this is how we're going to be playing, this is maybe some of the tactics. Where do you think your kind of pep talk will land with them? Are you going to go for more aggressive play style? Would you be more conservative, more strategic? What do you think some of your tips would be to your team?
I'm a leader through and through, and someone can try to take me off of my captain pedestal. I'm going to be telling you exactly what to do all the time, and I can't help it. So I've played a bit of comp Apex in my lifetime. I played in a few tourneys, I played in a few LAN comps, I've played with some of the best local players that played ALGS. So I know Apex Legends is a game of communication and rotates. And if I say go, you say how hard. It really, you need to just go in third party people as much as possible. And if you lose a fight, you just need to take the knock and go for the next game. You can't get upset about losing a team fight. You can't get upset about being third partied. And that's kind of what Apex Legends is as a game. But in this environment and the type of LAN that Red Bull Locked In is, it's more about the overall experience. And so I know that there might be players that aren't that competitive or are a bit unsure about the game and the mechanics, and it's important to keep that in mind as well. So I think my pep talk would much rather be, maybe it starts now, if I may. I would say the tips that I would say is take pride in your setup. Make sure that you come to the LAN with a clean PC that you've updated and all your settings are correct and you've tested it at home. Don't just unplug the day before and head through to the LAN and hope that everything works. So take pride in your setup. Wash your mouse mat, please. And then I think the second part is just if you're not someone that communicates a lot, find one other person in your team that you do enjoy talking to or that does match your vibe and, duo with someone or trio or find your crew. It's very important because I think it's very important to note that not everybody's personalities are always going to mix, right? We have people that are more extroverted versus people that are more introverted, and we're a big team. So find your crew. And if you're in a crew and you're having fun, then that's all that you need to do, honestly. I'm not going to be expecting anybody to be dropping mass kills, but the people that can, I'm going to be expecting a lot of them.
Well put. And I think, Julia, you've immediately become the team to beat now. With that military tactics of yours, I think all the other captains are now having to rethink their fun time event weekend because, your team is certainly going to be not holding anything back. I can see it now. And that's actually a good segue to the next thing I wanted to ask. I mean, we got all four captains here. It's fun and games now, but the competitive side of this is going to be switched on very soon, and you guys are going to be competing head to head. Collins, let me start with you. Same questions for everybody. What is the one thing you want to say to the other captain and the teams ahead of the games? Should they be worried?
I would say yes and no. Because the problem is when I come into settings where there's like a competitive aspect and I can take charge or take lead, it's almost a sense of it can be a coin flip because I am someone that's very analytic in the sense of I'm a shoutcaster and a caster and an analyst as well. So I go about it in a more, I have to break it down and I have to be like, okay, cool. You know what? Let's be methodical. How can we achieve this goal by trying to do A, B, C? So now I'm going to be on the fence of how do I break down where each player ranks, how I can fit them into what game mode and which team or which player would go together. So for me, it's more of an analytical approach. And I think that that can be also my downfall because I can overthink a lot. But also, I think when it comes to, I guess, the fun aspect, because I know that not everyone once you hear a dictator say, okay, cool, I know that you're in this rank, so you're going to be in this team with these players because I feel like this is how you guys are going to perform in this certain rank. It also just be a case of, guys, I just want everyone to have fun. So I'm also the stereotypical problematic ranked teammate. So I play the characters that just full send it in. So that's another thing I'll probably say, what, if there's an opportunity, just send it. If there's a third party opportunity, just send it. So yeah, for me, it's just all about, one, I want to have my analytics side where I can kind of plan my approach of how I go into certain scenarios, especially knowing that there's going to be, certain game modes that can have players eliminated, players revived. I'm going to be very, very tactical about that. But at the same time, I also still want to make sure that people have fun, because I know that there's some people that's going to come to the game, they're not that well versed, they don't understand all the legends, but I still want people to be able to have fun, because some people, as Julia said, have fun being sweaty, and some people just have fun hopping onto a new game for the first time.
Well put, well put. Tyler, what fighting words do you have for the other teams here? How would you rile them up against you?
Okay, all I'm gonna say is, right, it's going to suck if you guys lose to me. Oh my word. Yo, I will never shut up about this. Holy shit. Like, it's mainly because the approach that I want to have, right, is more in the same line with HENRICO, and I think that's why the two of us also just get along that well, because at the end of the day, yes, it's competitive, but it's for fun. It's going to be so fun. That's the main part, right, for me. And imagine you lose to someone that's just there for fun, bruh. Oh my, yo. So you have to win. There is no other option. Otherwise, you're gonna never hear the end of it, bruh. Yo.
Okay, so now we know that the other teams absolutely cannot lose against you, because you are going to make them regret it.
Exactly.
Oh, God.
HENRICO, from your side, what are those words that's going to make these team captains come after you?
Well, I don't think they will come after me, because honestly, I have learned to love these three homies over a long period of my life, and now that I get to work with them, that is pretty fucking awesome to me. So that's my own personal on it. But when it comes to the actual event itself, and we spoke about this when we were meeting about this the first time at Red Bull, and I think we all know that one of us is going to be the fucking naughty one at the actual event with IRL griefing. So I might not be able to grief you in game, but IRL on that stage, you bet your sweet ass, I'm going to do something to each and every one of you. And I'm going to find a way to either make you so mad at me, or you just going to be like, you know what? I should have expected it. And that's all I'm going to say about the event for you.
Wow. Okay. So things have really just heated up quite significantly from this friendly banter we started this interview with. Julia, now it's up to you. I mean, you've told us about your military training. Do you think these guys stand a chance against your team?
Absolutely. It's all big talk until we're actually at land and we're racking up points, right? I always say, like, at the end of the day, we all need to just remind ourselves that genuinely, even if we're talking about like beating each other and going for the win and all of that, it really all is banter at the end of the day, and any gamer will get that. And I think most importantly, if my team is on top, you guys are also going to be hearing about it. We're going to be screaming our lungs out. There's going to be a lot of noise coming from my team. And I expect that, like, I'm rallying the troops. If I'm standing up and I'm the only one screaming, like, after W, like, then we're losing, actually. Then we're actually losing. So it really comes down to, even if you're winning, even if you're losing outright and you're the last team on the leaderboard, you should also be screaming your lungs out, because that's exactly what LAN is about. The environment is infectious, and you know, at the end of the day, literally any one of us could win. There is just no surefire way that we can guarantee that our team is the better team, and that's exactly what Red Bull intended. And the best thing about it is that we're all locked into the same venue together, guys. So this is going to be 48 hours of screaming our heads off. I love that for us.
Yeah.
It's going to be such a wholesome event, guys. A family-friendly, wholesome event. I can't
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree
Everything's
more.
family friendly.
That's how this interview has been going. I've been dropping an F-bomb every second word. Definitely family
Yeah.
friendly.
Family friendly.
wait.
We're not meant to be
Indeed.
family friendly, we're gamers.
Yeah, exactly. Well put. Well put. Okay, guys, thank you so much for your time. Last question. What is the Red Bull flavor that you're going to be carrying with you throughout this weekend? What is the one that's going to pull you through?
Hey, listen,
Nice.
the new Zero, that Zero, I don't know, man. Like, I love the flavors, I love the original, but the Zero, God, the new Zero, XEOR, it is, I don't know, man. I can ingest so many of it, and it just won't do anything. Not that you should, but you can, because no, it's Red Bull is delicious.
I must try it out. I haven't tried it yet. Anybody else? Do you guys have a favorite flavor that you'll be rocking that weekend?
Oh, yeah.
Junberry. My favorite.
Ooh, that's a good
It's
pick.
nice.
I would
it's because
say
it's not too sweet, and that's why I really like it.
Okay. Yeah.
white peach. This is something that
Ooh, yeah.
ran. So I got stock from it when it came out last year, and it got finished. And I heard that this had got sold out within the first month of it dropping, and I was so sad because you could not find this anywhere. And recently, I was able to get a case, so I'm going to be enjoying this for as much as I can at that LAN event.
Okay, so you're a lucky guy to have the last batch of those, of that flavor. Well done. Bring some to the event for everybody else.
Of course.
Someone in the comments says, original Red Bull with Jägermeister, does that count?
No,
Hell yes.
you cannot do that and play
No, sorry, no. My bad. No, Julia's right. No, absolutely not.
Damn, no Jaeger bomb?
Yeah,
it's not.
Okay, man.
Yeah,
No, it doesn't.
look,
What do you mean?
look,
man?
I
No, it
mean, some
doesn't.
people can. Me not so much. Under the influence, I'm useless in game. I'll literally be like, "Ooh, look, a flower," and then just go hang out with the flower the whole game. Like, that's gonna be me. Like, there's no way.
So I'm getting my
I
notes
just
ready.
get up
You
from my
guys heard
PC
that,
and
right?
go. Yeah.
Wow. Oh, all of a
So
sudden
right, my
now.
earpod.
All of a
Julia
sudden
gets
now,
really drunk
Dean
fast.
is taking notes of how to win. Apparently, he just wanted to have fun. Now he's taking notes on how to win. Okay.
Yeah, here's Henrico's true colors coming out now, guys.
Yeah, this isn't Survivor South Africa, right? This is a beautiful LAN event. We don't have to go that deep into personal tactics. But clever thinking for writing it down. Guys, I hope you have the best time when the Red Bull Locked In hits. We're certainly going to be following and cheering you all on. Thank you so much for everyone for your time. I really appreciate it. And yeah, best of luck for the upcoming event.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you,
Love
LAN.
everyone.